Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I have 4 replays for you in the level 100 season pass free reward tank, the M46 Patton KR. So the M46M, we've got optics, gun rammer and vert stab set up for the equipment on this tank. On the perks I've got ball leader, rapid reload, 6 sense, steady aim, situational awareness, snapshot, camouflage expertise, run and gun and trap mechanic. So yeah, the Patton KR. To begin with, if I'm gonna sort of usually I'll conclude at the end, but I think it's fair to say as a season pass reward, I mean, look, it's probably going to be mixed. I've already got this tank, so for me, I'll just get the silver for it, which is fine. I'm quite happy with the silver, but I know there's sort of quite a lot of feeling amongst the community that it's a bit poor this season in terms of the reward tanks. I probably have to agree, I guess. If you've already got these tanks, which most people already have, then it's going to be a bit of a letdown. However, the tank itself, if I'm honest, it's the first time I played this tank. When the season came out and they announced this was going to be the free reward tank, and I had it in the garage, I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to take it for a spin, try and get some replays, and obviously put a video out for you guys. But that bearing in mind, I'd never played it before, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. I really thought, on the basis of looking at this, it was going to be a sluggish, boring pattern variant, which I wasn't really going to enjoy. Just thought, well, it'll be okay, but it won't be like, just sort of the standard. What it's going to be, just boring, really, just a bit meh. But yeah, it's pleasantly surprised me, if I'm honest. I've had a couple of games in this now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I play this probably a little bit like a spoon, and I've sort of gone rushing in, because one of the key features of this tank is its mobility. It actually has surprisingly good mobility for a pattern variant. Pattern variants usually a tad on the sluggish side, but this gets up to about 48-49 kilometers an hour top forward speed, which is actually quite nice for a tier 8 medium of this size, and of this sort of ilk, I guess, because like I say, you'd expect it to be quite sluggish, or I did anyway, but it's actually turned out to be quite decent in terms of its mobility. It's also to point out as well, just a little bit off topic from the stats, its silver earn rate is actually quite decent. It's about 158%. So it's on sort of the higher spectrum of good silver makers, as opposed to 150% that you usually get as standard with most of the tier 8 premiums. Also has a good XP earn rate at 115%. So these are some just little details probably to look out for if you're sort of into making some silver, or decent tank to make silver with. This could be it. So yeah, the good mobility we touched upon. It's got good DPM in my eyes, and okay concealment for a medium. It's got some turret armor as well, with 10 degrees of gun depression, so you can actually go hold down effectively, and you can bounce rounds. Top tier. Don't rely on the turret armor too much though, because it can be a bit troll and let you down at times. It's got okay view range at 390 meters base. It's got 240 alpha gun with 221 penetration on its standard rounds, with 268 penetration on its APCR. It's got good shell velocity on the APCR rounds as well. So yeah, it's been quite an entertaining tank to play, to say the least. And yeah, you've just seen there one of the sort of probably the bad points. The accuracy is a bit average. It can be a bit troll at times. It's 0.34 accuracy base, but there's some shots where you can kind of question that a little bit. I find the shell velocity on the standard AP rounds is a little bit below par sometimes. Again, You have to lead your shots a little bit when you're firing the AP rounds. It's got 20% fire chance as well, so bear that in mind. It's gonna catch fire, particularly if it gets slapped by something that's got quite high alpha gun, particularly in tier 10 games. And yeah, it's got 2.2 second aim time, which is it's okay, it's bearable, I guess, but again, can contribute to a little bit of the troll accuracy. And don't rely on the whole armour, because it's pretty much non-existent. It's not that great, to be honest. So yes, so that is the Patton KR in a nutshell, sort of with a brief rundown on the stats. So yeah, we're going to get into gameplay now, and the first replay I've got for you, we're actually on Azure Coast, which is not one of my favourite maps, if I'm honest. Don't particularly have much time for Azure Coast in terms of in terms of maps and in the map rotation, I guess. But this game, actually, it's not been too bad, to be honest. We were hoping to squeeze a shot into that FE there, but unfortunately didn't quite get the shot off right. But we ended up having not a bad game considering we were bottom tier. We picked up 2 kills and 3.4k damage in that game. So yeah, a little bit of assistance as well at 255. We picked up the first class medal as well. So yeah, not a bad start for the video. And we're going to continue the theme with being bottom tier. And we're actually on the new map Ensk, which I've played a couple of times now. I don't mind Ensk, if I'm honest. It's a very situational map for a lot of tanks. I preferably think it's ideal for your sort of heavies, your brawling, sort of side scraping tanks, your E75s, your Tiger 2s, that sort of thing, your German heavies. Not so much American mediums, but as with anything, you've got to make it work. You've got to deal with the cards that you've been dealt. And that's precisely what we're going to do here. We've managed to get a shot into that tier 10 heavy that crossed, that we managed to spot up a minute ago. And I'm just keeping an eye on the mini-map here, and I can see there's a lot of tanks congregated in the middle here, which I think we might be able to get the flank on. I'm going to try and squeeze a shot into E6 there, but unfortunately we didn't quite see the rubble pile. Kind of miscalculated that shot. We get a shot into the Conqueror. Now, got to be careful because they're going to start paying attention to this side. In actual fact, I see an E6, looks like he's going to come barreling towards us. I think it's the E6 that's barreling towards us. Yeah, it's the E6 that's coming over, or the Mantis. Mantis, yeah. Either way, we've got a medium coming towards us, barreling at full speed. We get a shot into that E6, which I thought was coming over, but it didn't. He's just stopped there. And we get a nice shot into the Mantis. The E6 puts a shot into us, but the Mantis is, he's coming for us now, and I kind of felt like in this point we're screwed. However, the Type 5 Heavy saves our bacon and absolutely obliterates that E6. And he's actually done us a real big favour here, because now we've got this E6 wreck to use as cover while we sneak shots into the 60 TP. And we're just going to rock backwards and forwards. We're trying to get a shot in now. Unfortunately, 60 TP manages to squeeze a shot in return. And this is not great. We're trying to shoot his lower plate. Now really what I should have done was I should have tucked in and started focusing on these tanks, because we've got the size of these tanks and they're absolutely distracted. So that's what we should have done. Rather than take the shot off the 60 TP and lose the majority of our hit points, we could have just tucked in and focused on these tanks and let the 60 TP just back off and go elsewhere and do his business. So yeah, a bit of a faux pas on our part, because we've missed up on sort of all these damage basically by focusing a 60 TP, which we was never going to win sort of the battle on. We've now decided to go back onto the 60 TP because all these tanks that were getting shot on the side have wised up to what we're doing, apart from this King Tiger that has decided he's going to stay sort of side on to us. So we're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. We're going to continue to put some shots into the side of that King Tiger. King Tiger has now decided to back off, and It looks like we're winning this fight pretty comfortably. There's a tank destroyer out in the field, but I'm not going to concern myself with that. Most of the damage is in the town, and I've decided I want to get some more shots in. 60 TP is now distracted, so we can get some shots into the side. That's precisely what we're going to do, is tracked in place. I'm hoping it doesn't back up anymore. Unfortunately, that shot just bounces. He gets trapped, but can we get the finishing kill in? We can. It just gives us enough of his side for us to manage to get a shot in. There's 2 tanks there, so there's we've got 3.5k damage on the board, tiny bit of assist and 2 kills. But like I say, on reflection, we possibly could have got a lot more out of this game if we just sort of paid attention to our surroundings, which is annoying. We can be a bit like that, a bit tunnel visioned, a bit, you know, focus on the damage, try and get the damage. But in actual fact, you know, just focusing on one tank, sort of forget what else is around you, and you missed opportunities there. Unfortunately, we try sneaking some more, you know, in our rush to get more damage out. We get some shots into the side of that object 704, but he's looking our way, so he's just taking us out basically. But the team has pretty much won this. Yeah, it's 11 tanks on 1. They're not going to throw this at all, and they don't. The Type 5 finishes off the enemy Cholg there, bringing an end to the second replay. So let's see how we get on, and for this replay we come top of the board with 3.7k damage, 2 kills, like I say, a smidge of an assist. Picking up first class there, maybe a little bit more damage and maybe another kill. Could have possibly secured the ace tanker for that game, but nonetheless it wasn't a bad game considering bottom tier on a map that didn't really sort of favour this tank. So anyway, moving on to the third replay, and we are on Airfield. We're actually top tier this time, I think. So not a bad sort of situation for us. We can possibly be a little bit more aggressive this time. And you know, I'm going to get into the middle here and start playing my tank hold down. Got to be careful, there's 2 artillery in game, so I don't want to sort of leave myself in a vulnerable position where we can get shot by the arty. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of take my time. I'm going to come up to the mid-ridge. I'm going to let the light tank do the spotting, as a light tank should, and just assess where the tanks are, what they're doing, and yeah, just try not to be a bit too rash. Now we see a AMX 5100 that seems to be fixated on the light tank. So while he's distracted with the light tank, we're going to get a shot in there. Unfortunately, we didn't get a shot. We didn't get a second shot in, and we do take a shot from something in the middle. So it's not great, to be honest. But what we're going to do is we come up to this ridge and we're going to try and see if we can potentially squeeze some shots in. We do get a shot into that T25 there. We get lit up, but we do manage to squeeze a shot into something else that's in the middle. We are being targeted, so do need to be careful. I'm just going to keep behind this rock and just poke a little bit just to see if we can get some shots off. But we're constantly being targeted, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to ignore this position for now, and I'm going to sort of press forwards a little bit, maybe onto the next ridge to try and see if we can get any shots off. However, I just stopped for a little while. I saw that Borsig and thought I'd shoot through the window, but unfortunately the Borsig, I think it pulled back, or you know, just sort of got out of the way to avoid that shot. We come up to this next ridge, and again we're being sort of targeted and spotted, but it's this KV4 who's going to start providing a bit of a problem to us. And we've got this LTG down to the right of us now. Again, I want to try and take out the LTG if I can. KV4 is firing HE, and that's good to know, because that means I'm not going to be too concerned with the KV4 firing HE. Just providing it doesn't hit our engine deck or anything like that, is not going to do any damage. Artillery is getting some shots in, and we're actually getting a spotting assist for that, so maybe perhaps it's best for us to just try and keep that KV4 spotted, so artillery can just keep whittling down his hit points to put him in a position where we can possibly go and take him out. I'm moving up here because I'm sort of conscious I'm not really doing anything, not really getting any damage, and not really making much of a difference to this game. We get a shot into the LTG there. That could have been a risky move. We kind of over peaked for that. and we could have got shot from the middle if we wasn't careful. But you know, sometimes I just take these I just take these risks just so I just want to get the damage in, and sometimes it pays off like it did there, sometimes it doesn't. Majority of the time it doesn't, to be fair, but I keep doing it because I just can't help breaking the bad habits. Now we're going to sort of pay attention onto the KV4. I feel like we've got a medium tank to the left of us who is an Earthshaker, so Earthshaker is pretty capable of putting some big damage in if he manages to land those Hesh rounds. LTG pokes out, tries getting a shot into us, but we do bounce him and we manage to put him down to a one shot now. I'd love to take out this LTG, to be fair. I'm looking to the right of me. I get a shot from the Progetto in the middle. Tried snapping a shot in return, but unfortunately didn't quite land. I thought I'd penetrate that KV4 there, but unfortunately I don't. We've gone for the APCR and we're aiming for the bottom plate. We're still not able to pen. We decided to go through the cupola instead, which we do manage to pen, putting the KV4 down to a one shot. He fires HE at us, which doesn't do anything. And now we can possibly focus on getting rid of this light tank. So I'd love to get rid of this light tank just because I know he's going to just be a pest. And now we see this Tiger 2 that's decided to push up. Tried getting a shot into the side of the Tiger 2, but unfortunately didn't quite penetrate. This LTG is still being a bit of a pain, but he decides to push out. Unfortunately, we snapped the shot there without actually aiming, and we completely missed the shot, which is a bit frustrating really. If we just sort of took our time, aimed a little bit, we probably could have got that shot in. We poke and snap a shot into the Tiger 2, putting him onto a one shot now. I'm backing off because if he pokes, then our Earthshaker should be able to get rid of him. But now I notice that LTG has decided to completely YOLO me. I'm on a bit of an elevation there. Luckily for me, he gets tracked, and right in my gun line, I'm able to finish off that LTG. I'm down to 479 hit points, and I'd say some of those shots could have been avoided if I'd just taken my time with shooting that LTD. Unfortunately, we bounced a shot on the Tiger 2, but we take a time there, aim for the lower plate, and we get a shot in, picking up our third kill of the game. The game is actually quite even at the moment. We're now down to 6-all, and I notice our cap is getting based, so cap is getting based. Our base is getting capped. Jesus Christ, English is hard. Yeah, the base is being capped, so we need to clear out this middle as much as possible. See this Progetto, and I wanted to squeeze a shot in, but unfortunately we just missed that shot there. The Progetto does get taken out. Now we're going to focus on artillery if we can. We've got 1 minute left on the base, so providing we can just get rid of this artillery, I should be able to make it back in time to get rid of that tank that is capping. We managed to finish off the equaliser there, bringing us our fourth kill of the game. There's 4 tanks left, and there's 20 seconds on the cap. We've got a medium that's going back to the cap, and he should be able to get the reset. I've decided to opt to try and take out artillery if I can, just to help out the medium tank that is resetting the cap. I'm not going to be able to make it back to the cap. It looks like the medium has just slightly reset it. However, 6 seconds on the clock. I'm hoping we can finish off the artillery, but unfortunately we don't. Are we going to get the reset? We do actually get the reset. We've got 2 mediums on the cap now, 6 seconds. Can they get the full reset? I'm hoping they can, and they do manage to get the full reset. 45 seconds, bring this game back in the balance. 3 tanks left. I'm a little bit confident this time that we should be able to finish it, and I'm going to try and get over there as quickly as possible because I'd love to get another shot of damage, or at least another kill. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a little bit more out of this game if I can. But with the fact we've got 2 mediums at our base, it's looking unlikely, and now we're down to 2 tanks. So yeah, there's only a tank destroyer left now, and I just kind of feel like this is it now. It's kind of game over. We're not going to get any more, but this HMH ISU 130 was actually full health. We didn't get a shot in, unfortunately. I think we kind of hit his track, but didn't track him in place. But we do squeeze a shot in there. He's going to try and push out to us, but we managed to get the kill there, picking up the 5th kill of the game with just over 3k damage. So we come top of the board there. We got just over 1,000 assistant as well. We blocked 500 damage. Again, we only pick up first class, so a little bit more damage in that game. Perhaps another kill possibly would have got the ace tanker, but yeah, it is what it is. I guess the ace requirement is probably quite high in this tank, considering a lot of people have got it now and will be playing it. So, but not to worry, we do save the best till last, and yeah, spoiler alert, we will get the ace tanker in this one. So it's top tier game, and it's actually really good matchmaking. There's probably about 4 or 5 tier 8s and the rest are 7s and 6s. So yeah, this is really sort of quite heavy in our favour. No artillery as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And we're on Malinovka, which is a favourite map of mine. And yeah, I was sort of thinking I'm going into this one quite confident, to be honest. Feel like, yeah, don't feel like the win is in the bag, obviously, but I'm feeling confident that I can actually achieve a decent game out of this. Just with the map, with the matchmaking, and no artillery. Yeah, it's feeling like it could come together here. But anyway, we were going initially up to the hill, but then I noticed this Type 59 was sort of hanging out a little bit. Unfortunately, we just don't quite get our reload off in time to get a shot in. We were trying to get a shot onto the light tank as well. We did light up the light tank, who I think initially spotted us on the cross. But now those shots aren't presentable, so I'm just going to carry on making my way up to the hill. I'm keeping an eye in the middle just in case there's a possibility that I could sort of poke. We've gone over, like I say, got 10 degrees of gun depression here, so that helps us in our favour. I'm going to see if I can try and get a shot into the light tank here. Unfortunately, we didn't lead that shot well enough, and that's a poorly aimed shot. I'm going to try and see if I could potentially get a shot into the light tank as he leaves. He goes unspotted, but yeah, unfortunately, another shot goes begging there, and yeah, the light tank gets away and lives for another day. So we're just going to make our way up to the hill now, and we're going to get into the action. We see this BZ, which we don't want to take a shot off, so I'm just going to keep hold down best as I can. I was thinking I could possibly put a shot into the side of his roof or shoot the top of his roof, which I know is a little bit of a weak point. But then this Tiger 2 just decides to give us the side of his turret, and the Tiger 2, probably mentioned in a sort of video previously, when the Tiger 2 is even slightly angled, if it gives you any side of its turret, you just aim for it because it's such a weak point. You can see that he faces towards us, so it makes us hard to get a shot in. We're just going to aim for his cupola, and we're just going to keep aiming for the side of his turret because we know we're going to penetrate that. All the while we're picking up a lot of assistance as well, which is good. Tried snapping a shot into the track wheel of that BZ, unfortunately it just derps the ground. We do get a shot into the track wheel there. The BZ seems to be fixated on something else, so we get another shot through his track wheel. And this is the good thing about this DPN. You can see I'm just getting shot after shot after shot into this BZ. Decide to take out the Tiger 2 because he's a one shot, and also the BZ was just sort of focusing me. And I didn't want to take a round off the BZ. I want to keep my hit points for as long as possible. The BZ is now backing off. I'm going to try and see if I can maybe get another shot in, but then I see this Cromwell that is popped up at the back there, so I decide to opt for the Cromwell instead. The BZ seems to be looking at me. Here I'm protected from the BZ, sort of popping up. I'm still focused on something else, so I decide to go for a shot on the Tiger P, which bounces the cupola, which is quite random. Before I'd actually get a shot into that. Aim for the BZ upper plate, but unfortunately we're just going to bounce again. I really want to get rid of this BZ because it's just kind of becoming a bit of a pain now. But the BZ does get taken out, and now I'm going to focus my attention onto this Tiger P, who's just given us his cupola. Unfortunately, there's the dodgy accuracy of the Patton. The Tiger P is aiming for our cupola, which is a weak point, so fair play to him. for getting that shot in. He's doing it right, but unfortunately I'm going to beat this Tiger P's reload all the time. We track him in place, just weaving backwards and forwards, try and distract him from taking the shot, or you know, just make him think twice, and we do get the shot and kill him. Now we're going to get some shots into the object 244. He then gets taken out by one of our friendly tanks. Let's see if we can squeeze a shot into the M6, which we do. Might be able to get another shot as he runs away, but unfortunately gets taken out by the Minuteman. There's 6 tanks left, and we've got 12 tanks, so it's 2 against 1 here. The game is pretty much running away, and I've already had a phenomenal game, but again, I'm sort of thinking I need to get more. I didn't actually think, you know, this could potentially be an ace tanker game. I thought, you know, the fact that it's sort of quite there's quite a lot of lower tiers in this game, I felt like it had to be sort of quite a monstrous game for me to even get an ace tanker in this. So we tried getting some shots into the Grom, but unfortunately we just keep hitting his track wheel. But we are picking up the assist from the shots that people are putting in. The light tank goes rushing in but gets taken out by the Grom. I was going to rush him, but I thought I'd just wait for the Grom to come into view and then I get a shot into the rear of him, taking him out for our 3rd kill of the game. There's 3 tanks left, there's 2 tank destroyers, and I'm being targeted, so I know they're going to be around here somewhere. I know I've got good view range where I should be able to spot them up. I'm ahead of my team, and there we go. Brombar gets lit. I let him put a shot into me, so I've still got the majority of my hit points, so that's not a problem. We then light up the SU-100. We get a shot into the SU-100, but we don't pick up any kills from the Brombar or the SU-100, but a little bit more damage, which I think, you know, ends up tipping us over for the ace tanker. And we get 4.8k damage there, 2.8k assist, 3 kills. There we go, the ace tanker, the high caliber medal. And yeah, concluding the video on the M46 Patton KR. So yeah, this was an actual surprise for me. It was a really good tank, pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it was going to be as good as what it was. So yeah, you will get this for free when you get to level 100 of the season pass. So yeah, if you got it already, guys, let me know what you think of it. How do you get on with it? Do you enjoy it? And those that are, you know, yet to get it, are you excited? Or just, yeah, let me know what you think. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, because it does always help the channel. And as always, guys, I'll catch you next time.